Could everything we think we know about what Jesus looked like be wrong? Archaeologists from the University of Haifa recently discovered a previously unknown 1,500-year-old painting of Jesus in the ruins of a Byzantine-era farming village in the Negev Desert. The Israeli researchers wrote in the journal Antiquity, the image was painted back in the 6th century. It shows a short-haired Jesus. The Gospels never describe Jesus' appearance. There's no contemporary description of what he looked like. So for hundreds of years, Jesus was depicted with both short and long hair, clean-shaven and with a beard. But by the 6th century, the image of him that we know now started to emerge, usually long, flowing hair and a cropped beard. And that's the image that we generally know today. With me now in studio is Dr. Emma Maayan-Fanar, senior lecturer with the University of Haifa. I want to ask, why is it important, I guess, what Jesus looked like? If he had short hair, if he had long hair, if there was a beard, if there was no beard, in some ways, does it matter, or is there a meaning to it?
Well, actually, we don't know how Jesus looked like, and I'm not sure that this image can tell how Jesus looked like. It's a convention. It's a pictorial convention. We're talking here about the scene baptism of Christ. And at this scene in the 6th century, he was depicted as a youth. And in the East, usually at this time, he was depicted with short hair. Yes, you're right. We're used to see Jesus with long hair today, but you need to understand that during the first years of Christianity, until the 6th century and even after, there were so many depictions of Jesus, and this is one of them.
Jesus, of course, Jesus of Nazareth, that's in the north. He ended up preaching and dying in Jerusalem, but this was somewhere in the Negev Desert. This is like a really small, ancient area in the middle of the desert that there was a painting on a wall. Explain that. How did this end up in the Negev Desert that someone's painting Jesus hundreds of years after his death?
Well, actually, most, if not all, Byzantine churches were painted or decorated with mosaics. We have plenty of sources, written sources about this, about churches in Gaza, for example, and churches in the Negev were also painted. We have another painting of Transfiguration of Jesus in the South Church at Shifta, also the same place. We had paintings in other churches in Shifta, but they did not survive. We have paintings in Egypt. It doesn't matter where we find paintings, it's just a Byzantine art.
And the story of Jesus and his gospel clearly spread very, by the 6th century, it was well known. Just as a lecturer and as an art expert, how do you feel, I guess, with this discovery? What does it mean to you, to your work, to see this rather unique depiction of Jesus?
Well, every discovery is just fantastic. Well, I feel personally very lucky to see this image, but very few remnants of Byzantine art like this have survived. So to find something like that, it is like an additional information for what we know or what we don't know, and we almost do not have religious scenes or as wall paintings in Israel. So this is really valuable discovery.